All right, hello once again, Jeff Scott of Rankin Technical College. And as part of the Rankin Technical College AWD 1000 Web Development Technologies class, I've been going through a series of video presentations that I'm creating based off of the Mozilla Developer Network Learn Web Development series. And I'm finishing up the first part of structuring the web with HTML, which is Introduction to HTML. So I've pretty much gone over most of these, except for the assessment I did not do for marking up a letter, and I'm on the assessment for structuring a page of web content. We went through everything. I put in all the stuff, and my site was supposed to look like this, but instead, whoops, it ended up looking like that, which isn't very good. So let's take a look at what I goofed up, and then we'll go and refresh the page and see if it looks any better. All right, first thing. Well, I'm looking right here and I didn't close that tag. So there's one thing. You can always tell, you may or may not have noticed, but this is now black, showing me that there is an issue in there. So now putting that in, that fixed that. Next, my bird watching, my welcome H2 was outside of my article tag. I put it inside of my article tag. There are no sections in here yet. All right, there might be some later. We'll see. All right. Our aside, I think everything that was in there was set up actually okay. All right. Let's see. I'm looking at this. Dove icon by Lork. No, okay. I guess that's okay. But just these couple of changes. Let's see if that changed anything. So this is what we had. Let's refresh. Wow. Now, as far as I can tell, this right here looks pretty much, and I've got it on two different screens, but this is what we were supposed to have. All right. And this is now what we do have. So when I bring that down, and let's make it so it's about the same size. There we go. So bird watching, home, getting started, photos, that looks pretty good. The welcome, that looks pretty good. The photos, looks pretty good. And then down at the bottom here, we should have in our footer. That looks pretty good. Now, the only thing I'm not liking is, to me, it doesn't look like it's really picking up the boldness that I'm supposed to have in here. I'm not going to worry about that right now. All right. But what I want to do before we go on is give you a little bit of a, for lack of better words, summary as to what we've done. So we'd already done this getting started with the web. I'm not going to go over that again. I did about 10 or 12 videos on that. And I think I've done approximately 14 videos in here. We started by just giving an introduction to HTML. We went through the getting started. We've done a pretty good job of going through the head section. Remember, the head section is all the stuff that does not appear on the web page itself. We talked about the fact that you have meta tags. Meta is data about data. And the only meta tag we're really using right now is the char set, which says we're setting the character set to UTF-8, which means we're using the Unicode character set. The title, birdwatching, as you've already seen, that title is what appears right there, birdwatching. All right. Now, we probably could have done this. I can go out of the way if I want to, and I can, let's see. Could we do this? I'm just trying to think about this for a second here. I guess we can. I'm going to do a screenshot of my current screen, and I'm going to paste it in. Then I'm going to see, again, this is over and above what we've been asked to do, of course. I'm going to grab this. Okay, and I'm going to say here, let's do this. We'll do a file, and we're going to save this. Oh, we can't because we're not, well, yeah, we've got this. That's right. This is under assets. Okay. So grab this assets thing here. And inside of there, we're going to put favicon. We'll say for now .png. Okay. And let's come in here and let's do a resizing of this. It's too big right now. And let's make it 32 by 32. It may look a little skewed, but that looks okay as far as I can tell. So I'm going to save that. I'm also going to do a file, save as. I'm going to see if I can save this as favicon.io. Or ICO. All right, looks like it took that. All righty. And going back here to our let's see, where was our ICO line? There it is. So I'm going to steal that ICO line that we had in there before, and I'm going to put it right here. I have no idea if this is going to work or not, but I know of no reason why it shouldn't. All right, so I'm going to come back here, and you can see right now that is our favicon, just the default one. So if I refresh, there we've got it. All right, so I've added the favicon. Again, that was more than we were asked to do, but just I'm trying to basically summarize what we've gone through thus far. So we went through some text fundamentals, how to create a hyperlink. We talked about relative URLs and absolute URLs. We looked at a little bit of advanced text formatting, and then we got into the real crux of the matter in that we started talking about how you document and set up website structure. So this is where we went in and talked about the header tag, the nav tag, the main tag, the aside tag, the footer tag. All right, and we ended up making something. No, it doesn't look like this, but this was kind of our, for lack of better words, was our template, so to speak. All right. Then we went through this structuring a page content. So that's it for this first part. You'll notice there's two more parts. So now I'm going to go into multimedia and embedding overview. All right. And we'll look at an overview and how to work more with images, video and audio content. All right. And probably I'll be switching back and forth. I don't even know if we're going to work with this bird watching site anymore, but what I'll do is I'll add some video and I'll add some audio to our I Love Missouri website, talk about iframes, vector graphics. Then we'll come in and start talking about how to make things responsive and what that means. If we take a look right now at our I Love Missouri, there it is. And if I make my screen size smaller, what happens to the image? Well, you notice it's shrinking pretty much, and it's shrinking in accordance with the width of my screen size. But you'll notice it always looks okay. Now, the rest of the stuff could use some work. All right. But everything, as far as the image goes, that actually looks pretty decent. So we're going to go through that. And then we'll look at, I don't know if we'll do this assessment or not, but when we finish with that, we'll go through the HTML tables, which as you can see is pretty short. And that'll get us into CSS. All right. And after the CSS, of course, we'll go into JavaScript. Then we'll go back and we'll talk about forms, accessibility, some tools and testing stuff, and finally end up with server-side website programming. So that's what we've got to look forward to. So in just a couple minutes, I'm going to come back to the multimedia and embedding section. I will see you then.